who you are? I hope. First of all, I want to welcome everybody, and I want to thank you so very, very much for coming to this event. I have waited a long time and had great anticipation to get all of our cousins together and reconnect and enjoy each other's company. You may wonder why I chose the Margaret Mitchell house. Of course, people in my immediate family know that I received my name because of the role Olivia H played in Gone with the Wind. But all my second and third cousins may not know that. Also, I'm a little nervous, y'all just have to bear with me just a little bit. I have always also felt a special kinship to Margaret Mitchell because we both grew up in Atlanta. She had two great aunts in Jonesboro that used to fascinate her with their stories of Civil War. And I had two great aunts in Cumming that used to give me a really good afternoon with stories of our ancestors. Also, Margaret Mitchell and I were both raised in Atlanta. We were both newspaper women. And according to a book called Great American Women, it took her 10 years to complete Gone with the Wind. And I can honestly say that it really took me a little over 10 years to complete Hockenhull College. It was my main objective when I wrote this book to capture as much of the family history as I possibly could. So I have bent quite a few rules in novel writing in order to do that. And the main events, all the major life events of John Hockenhull are factual. But please remember that this is a novel, and authors have the prerogative to add a little bit of their own ingredients to the recipe, which I did. I do want to caution people that this is an adult book. It has adult themes, and while there are only about 3 or 4 chapters that are really not appropriate for preteens, I still would like to advise you to read selectively to your children. It was meant to be passed down in families, and it was meant to be, I guess, more or less passed down to adult children rather than young children. And because I wanted the history to be preserved so much, and I may need Pell Robinson, can you hear me? If this box is not untaped over here, there's something I want to get out of this large box over here because I'm going to reveal something special. Now, I have mainly done a soft cover book that's going to be distributed to several in book signings at several different cities, and this will mainly just be what is going to be offered for $24.95. But because it was so important to me, and I thought it would be a good idea if these books could last maybe 75 years. So I have done, how are we coming on one of those? I have done a limited edition, Descendants edition, just for our family. And it says in the front, on the copyright page, it says Descendants edition. And it will be very, very limited. And of course, when I become famous, it may be collectible. Up until then, it's a hardback so that it can last, and I'm hoping through at least 2 or 3 generations. I'm going to offer this at the same price of the hardbound to my family for $24.95, and I encourage you to get one of these because it will hold up and last longer than the softbacks will. I'm through. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, yes. If some of you have family members that could not be here today, but that want a book, I'm going to put one of my bookmarks in every book, but please make sure that you take one of these with you, because at the bottom of it is my website. And my book website is how books are going to be purchased after the book signing. And it gives you options for how you pay for it, gives you shipping information. And if they have one of these, the website, by the way, I held it back because I said I wanted it to go live today, because April 18th is the book release date. So the website, if my web designer is on the ball, should be up today. And everybody, even if you've already bought a book here, I would appreciate it if you would visit my website and grease the search engines. You know how that works. I need hits. But there is some interesting information on it, and so I hope everybody will visit the website.
Would there be descendant copies available on the website, or should we get one?
Well, on one of the pages it says contact author, and you can send me an email direct right there. And if pretty much, I'll try to get in touch with you. But if you will let me know that you want a hardback, or you're a Mac Brayer family or something, I'm going to try to make sure, even if I have to reorder, that all the Mac Brayers can get a hard copy. Now, if I do have to reorder, I'll advise you. And the slow part is, my planner says he's going to get reorders for me quickly, but it takes about 4 weeks on the binding. So, you know, if I run out and on down the road people want some, if they don't mind waiting a month, I will be glad to get some more of them. I want to recognize, for everybody that doesn't know all of my family, I would just like to quickly recognize my family before we get started on everything. Are my 2 daughters close by any chance? This is my daughter, Shannon Robinson Lewis. She lives in New York, Owego, New York, and she is very, very interested in politics, and she is a city councilwoman in Owego, New York. My little grandson, I think everybody saw Ben because he was helping at the table. Sloan in the cute little hat right here, this is my youngest daughter, and she's holding our 6-month-old grandson, Rowan. She lives in Atlanta, and her husband is